What's up, everybody? Derek Anderson, the DA. And something that we've been seeing and seeing a lot of when it comes to entertainment in general, but specifically in stuff like comic books, is how everybody's complaining that, I can't make money in comic books anymore, all right? Hashtag comics broke me and all of that crap. And people are now upset, these writers and these artists, they're upset because the comic book industry has been gutted, has been completely destroyed. Manga is just absolutely running circles around it in market share. They can't make money in comics anymore, and now they're all scratching their heads trying to figure out what the hell happened. Like read this chick's tweet. This is Gail Simone. She's a comic writer, a very woke comic writer. And here's what she has to say. Marketing in comics right now is a mess. The discourse is mostly yelling. Sometimes the people yelling don't even read comics. There are far fewer news sites and message boards than years past. Marketing teams prioritize their big news. That leaves you to do it. So it's funny because she's almost making it like the comic industry itself isn't a mess. Oh, no, it's marketing in comics. That's where the mess is, as she says. Marketing in comics is a mess right now. No, you could just clip marketing in right off of that thing. Comics right now is a mess. Comics is fatally fractured, in my opinion. I don't know if you're ever going to get the comic industry back the way that it was. And it's same as going right now with entertainment. You're seeing this across the board with video games. You're seeing it with movies and television shows, comic books, obviously. They've come in, they've co-opted this stuff, and they've ran it into the ground. And then they sit here and act shocked. Oh my God, it's a mess right now. I wonder what the hell's going on. It's ridiculous. I want you to imagine for a moment that you're a writer. You're one of these woke writers that write trash comics and you're really entertainment, movies, TV, all of this stuff. It permeates the entire industry, like I said. I want you to imagine that you're one of these people. You've been writing all of these highly politicized, highly divisive books, and you've been out there spreading this crap. Your customers are coming to you and they're like, yo, what are you doing? This isn't the character that I grew up with, or this isn't the way this character should behave. This is trash. This is garbage. Stop what you're doing. You're about to ruin the image and style that we used to. You got to go back in a different direction. This is complete garbage. You're not going to take that constructive feedback. You're going to go back and forth with these people on social media, okay? You're going to berate them. You're going to just smash it over their heads because, look, if these guys don't agree with your brand of identity, politics, and social justice commentary, hey, don't even buy my books. Get lost, chump. That's what you're doing to people that are merely asking to be entertained, which is what your job is. Your job is to entertain these people, not to preach, not to promote, okay? Your job is to entertain these people. They picked up a comic book. They didn't pick up a copy of The Atlantic or Time Magazine or some crap like that. Okay, they didn't pick up, what's that other one? The Spectator. They didn't pick that up. They picked up a goddamn comic book. Okay, you're supposed to be entertaining these guys. Imagine being one of these idiots and you're now shocked that, all the clients and customers, they've completely turned their backs on you. The comic book industry has been completely gutted. It's destroyed and you destroyed it. But you don't see that. You're shocked. You're surprised. Oh my God, comics are in a mess right now. We don't know what happened. Then they say, what? Oh, there's far fewer news sites and message boards than in years past. Well, I wonder what happened. I wonder why it all dried up. I wonder where all the people went. Oh, well, shoot, I see everybody, reading manga. The mangas have a whole section in Barnes & Noble. They just keep stocking that stuff, restocking it over and over. Anime is just blowing up. I wonder why. And they sit up here and wonder this stuff. Unironically, I might add. They're like completely like, well, marketing teams prioritize their big news. It's like they're just completely oblivious. These people are idiots. It's like this is all happening outside of them. Like, oh, we don't understand what's happening. We had nothing to do with this. You are the comic industry. You and your ilk. You're the ones that did this. So take some ownership. But of course, they will never take ownership. But the thing about it is now they have to take ownership. As this person says, you got to start doing this marketing yourself. You got to brand yourself. See, you can no longer piggyback off of DC. You can no longer piggyback off of Marvel or all of these big brands because that's what they've been doing this whole time. They've been piggybacking off of the bigger names. Marvel, DC. Ooh, I write for Marvel and DC. And these are brands that were built up by people that are not them. They didn't build the brand of DC. They didn't build the brand of Marvel. That was built by creative people, people that knew what they were doing, people that cared about what they were doing. These guys just came in, they co-opted, and now they're going to have to, oh shoot, man, nobody's buying my books no more. Our jobs are all on the line. I might have to go out there and be a barista at Starbucks or something. Yeah, because now, see, the way the industry is set up now you got to be good. Now you got to have talent. There's way too many entertainment options. There's independent writers out there doing their own thing. You could get out there. If you got talent, you could go out there and make your money. You don't have to sit back and wait on DC and Marvel to put you on. And even if they did put you on, the brand is damaged. You've damaged DC. You've damaged Marvel fatally. Okay? No, nobody's messing with it no more because it's a broken brand. You broke the toy. And that's what they don't like. They're crying about these marketing teams. Well, the marketing teams aren't doing anything for us anymore. Yeah, too bad. Because they can't sell your trash. People have moved on. That's called capitalism. You know, it's like, hey, this ain't selling no more. We got to move on to what's selling. We're about this bread and money. You guys was all about your politics and your identity and all of this, seeing yourself and this, that, and the third. Nobody cared. We want to be entertained. You're not entertaining me. Let me go to where entertainment is happening. See, so now you actually have to have talent. You actually have to go out there and be talented and good at what you do because there's too much competition in the marketplace. You can't rely on the big system that put you on no more. You can't rely on something that somebody else created. No, you got to create something of yourself because that's always been the case with cats like this. And you see it again in Hollywood, all of these people latching themselves on to major IPs, these big IPs, but they don't have any talent. And what happens is when you don't have any talent, the fan base figures you out real quick. They be like, oh, this guy, whoever's making this is trash. I don't like it. I'm done. And they pull the plug and they go find something else to watch or something else to do. Way too many options out there. Without the big systems, without Disney, without Marvel, without DC, without these big brands, without Lucasfilm, without Star Wars, these people are nothing and they can't do it on their own. They'll never ever work for as big an IP as that because they cannot create it. So these marketing teams right here, these marketing teams can't help you anymore. They can't do nothing for you. They can't put together a little slick little marketing campaign to trick people into buying your woke garbage. They're moving on. They're like, nah, we can't mess with this. The consumer has spoken. They don't want it. We can't. There's no point in trying to market it. Nobody wants it. So, hey, move on to the next. These consumers, they have completely tuned out. Why? Because you kept preaching to them, because you kept insulting them, because you kept attacking them. And the customer's always going to be king. If you keep attacking these folks, they eventually going to find something else to do. They'll just be like, they don't love it that hard. They're like, you know what? I don't need to deal with this abuse. There's a ton of content out there. All kinds of stuff that I can be out here watching. Why am I going to sit up here and subject myself to this trash? This person's going to attack me and they ain't even doing it right. Man, deuces, man, I'm out of here. That's what's happening right now in the marketplace. And look, this is going to continue to happen. This is going to happen throughout all the industries. This is like the writer strike right now. You see what's happening with the writer strike? They can't even justify the salaries that they're asking for because the producers, they're not stupid people. They know it's like this stuff really doesn't make us the money. We're putting a lot of money into this crap and we're not getting the return on our investment. This is, we're good. You guys go ahead, hit the picket line. Okay, y'all get out there and strike. Now they paid the directors. Directors, hey, yep, here you go, done. But these writers, nah. Why are we paying y'all? Y'all write trash. A friend of mine was asking me a couple of weeks back, how did we get here? What happened? Okay. And I brought this up. I'm going to read this quote to you. Now, this quote was from Jurassic Park. This is Ian Malcolm, Jeff Goldblum's character. You guys will remember from the movie. And I used this quote kind of in the context of the entertainment industry, trying to explain essentially where it all went wrong, why it all went wrong. And I want you guys to just kind of follow me, see if you can see where I'm going with this when I read this quote. So here it is. I'll tell you the problem with the scientific power that you're using here. It didn't require any discipline to attain it. You read what others had done and you took the next step. You didn't earn the knowledge for yourselves, so you don't take any responsibility for it. You stood on the shoulders of geniuses to accomplish something as fast as you could. And before you even knew what you had, you patented it and packaged it and slapped it on a plastic lunchbox, and now you're selling it. So what's he talking about here? Basically is the whole process with creating dinosaurs. You can take that word at the top there where it says scientific power, and you can just swap that out with, you know, the entertainment industry, basically. I'll tell you the problem with the entertainment industry that you're basically using or abusing, really, here. It didn't require these people any discipline to attain it. Okay, they knew they had to be writers. But that was it. The creative work that went behind it, they just read what others had done and took the next step. They didn't actually create it. They didn't earn the knowledge for themselves. These quote unquote creators, right? What did they do? They stood on the shoulders of geniuses. Who are the geniuses? You're talking about Stan Lee. You're talking about George Lucas, Walt Disney, J.R.R. Tolkien, whoever. They stood on these guys' shoulders. They didn't do the legwork of actually creating these great IPs that have stood the test of time. They never did that. They don't have to do it. George did it for me. Now I can come in here and make the woke sequel trilogy, or I can make some crap in Marvel. I can mess Marvel up. They don't have, because again, why? Because they just stood on the shoulders of geniuses to accomplish something fast. You know, it would be hard to actually go out there and make their own work, create something of their own IP. And then build that up so that that can become prominent. That's hard work. Let's just steal what George Lucas did and let's just wokeify it. And listen, George Lucas and Stan Lee and all of these other guys, they had failures. They had things that they tried that didn't quite work out, but they had to stick with it. A lot of creators go from failure to failure to failure to failure before they finally succeed at something. That's part of the process. But no, they don't want to go through that process. They will sit up here and again, stand on the shoulders of geniuses to accomplish something as fast as they can. They'll get all the plaudits and all the praise, but what? They don't take any responsibility for it. That's your Kathleen Kennedys. That's your Leslie Headlands, right? Mindy Kaling, we just talked about her. And then this Gail Simone chick. All they want to do is co-opt the franchise so they can spew their ideology all over the place, lecture you on how you should behave and how you should act and how you should think. And then once the gravy train runs out and they've just left the franchise in complete ruins, oh, well, you know, the industry is just going through some tough times. You know, it's just marketing. It's just a real mess right now. You know, they will never take responsibility. You made it this way, dummy. You took over something that you never created, that you didn't have 1 ounce of creative responsibility for because you didn't build it yourself. You just stole what somebody else created and you completely ruined it. You're taking no ownership of what you've done. And that's the thing that pisses me off about it the most. And then what'll happen? They'll just flee to another industry. All of these writers, they'll just jump over up. We'll move from comics to video games. Then we'll go from video games to movies or to television shows. That's all they're going to do. And then they're going to run those into the ground and then they'll cry, oh, the marketing team. Oh my God, this is, oh, the fans are so toxic. And they'll come up with every excuse in the book instead of just looking themselves in the mirror and saying, damn, you know, this thing was working just fine before I got here. People were happy. People were enjoying it. I stepped into this thing and completely destroyed it. And yeah, nah, you know, they'll never take that responsibility. That's the biggest problem with this whole thing. Anyway, folks, I've talked too long. You guys let me know what you think in the comments below about this whole mess. But yeah, this is the entertainment industry in a nutshell right now. This is where it's at. This quote perfectly describes it. Okay, just swap out the relative terms and you'll get what I mean. Anyway, you guys go ahead, jump down in the comments, give me your thoughts and opinions on that. Thanks for watching. See you next time.